Yo, yo, yo. What is going, guys? Hope you're having a great day. Hope you guys having some good house. It's all good. We're rocking. We're rolling. I just want to say, we're so close to the Batman. You can almost taste it, feel it on the tip of your ankle. And you're just like, God damn, we got about what? What's today? Thursday? I almost lost track of days. I thought it was Wednesday when I woke up, but it's Thursday. So we got like about a week left for some of us. Some of us are seeing it on Wednesday. Some of us are seeing it on Thursday. And unfortunately, I'm seeing it Friday because I'm a fucking loser, apparently. But that's not why we're here, baby. In anticipation for the Batman, we got to show some appreciation, some love for all the previous Batman live action version films. And yeah, guys, we're just going to rank them, tier them. And if you guys have ever seen our ranking / tier systems and how we work them, we gather all of our votes for where we think it should go, and we kind of determine on where it fits. It can either fit one above, in the middle, or one below. So let's find out. Deebs, bring it on up, baby. Let's get right into this beautifulness.
We're having some technical issues. Google Share is not wanting me to share my screen right now. Just give me a second. Let's do some introductions and give me like 2 minutes.
No, yeah, it's okay. But guys, I do want to say, we are now brought to you by Music City Drive-In Podcast Network. I was gonna do it at the end of this, maybe in between, try to mix it up a little bit, but because we're having some technical god issues right now, I figured I'd bring this up. Yeah, guys, we are partnered with the Music City Driving crew, and yeah, it's gonna be great. We love the crew over there, Ricky, Jacob, they're all amazing, and we're so great and so happy to start collabing with more of them more often and be a part of their family. And guys, big things to come. But yeah, brought to you by Music City Drive-In once again. And I do gotta say, this has been the first show for all four of us in a while.
Yes.
So it's nice to be back here. And I want to let y'all know, this is like I'm saying everything I planned for the ending. And, it's weird to reverse host, but we do have a sex bot on here. Let's block
What?
her.
No.
Yeah, there's a sex bot that came up. Online strips with they popped up again.
Terrible.
I don't know what is going on up in here, guys. Loretto is just sitting there like, yeah, I'm chilling.
Good job.
Loretto, how's your day been going?
Oh, it's been going spectacular. I've been having a very eventful but hectic work day, so I'm glad it's over. I get to enjoy cinema in about 2 hours. I'm going to see the original Godfather in Dolby Cinema, a beautiful Dolby Cinema with the luscious sound. I'm ready to have my world rocked. I know Amanda's excited about my journey. I've never seen Godfather Part 2 or 3.
I'm just very excited that you're watching this in theaters, and then you're gonna go right home and watch part 2 right afterwards.
I have seen the first one. I saw it when I was young with my pops, but
Yeah.
haven't seen the follow-up. So I'm excited to continue that journey with Pacino and De Niro and Francis Ford Coppola.
You got to do it. Double feature right there. Just saying.
I can't tell you guys how happy I am that they finally announced a release date for Spider-Man Home Release, because I pre-ordered the really sexy Best Buy Steelbook,
So lucky.
and I don't know, Steve looks so stumped, and I feel so bad.
Are you
I want to
good?
help. You good?
No, it's saying Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen. Follow these steps. I followed every single step. It's saying it's all working, but it doesn't work. It's not letting me share.
Is it possible one of us could share it if we got the image?
Yeah, we can do the image. I can do the image, but I won't be able to move the movies up and down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Understandable.
That is so weird. This has never happened before.
It's okay.
It's fine. This is why we have improv classes in school.
Let's just start, because I can do it on my end. What I'm thinking is maybe I'll restart my computer and come right back in. But why don't we just start with our S tier?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually gotta find the list now. And
You need a.
yeah, can you just send the photos so I can actually visualize Everything is
So whack.
sorry. I'm a very visual person.
Right.
And you know what really sucks? As I look at myself on camera, I really gotta shave because the stubble is not it for me right now. It's just in between long and short. It's kind of in between. I don't know what to see. Loretta's just like
You're
doing
making
the
Loretto
sex
doubt
hole.
himself too now. He's like, wait a minute.
Loretta's just
I've
going
been
into the
thinking about
sex hole.
chopping this off for a week. I've just been really lazy to actually do it, but it's
It's okay.
definitely
I
getting a
did
while.
mine the other day, so we're good.
So- I know we're probably not going to do any type of review on this, so I figured to talk about it a little bit here. But yo, Uncharted wasn't terrible.
right?
I'll
was
say
good.
this right now.
It was good.
It was fine. It was fine. Now I'm not going to question how they got out of a lot of places.
What is going on with StreamYard right now? Jesus.
Okay, we have something.
Is this it?
Yay!
Is this it?
This is it. But I like
Okay.
it.
We made it. We're here.
Okay, we are back. Hey, you know what? It's only been 7 minutes, so it's not too bad, Deeps.
Okay.
You did it. You are the technical genius god wizard. God bless your soul. I'd give you a kiss on each nose if I could. But we're in this. So we know we have Zack Snyder's Justice League. We have Justice League. And we have BVS. They're not technically solo Batman films, but because it seemed kind of unfair to leave Batfleck out because he never got the chance to get his own solo film, it only felt right to have this interpretation with us because I think it does overall tell a story for that character that could have been told in a solo story. So, guys, I say we just start off with straight up S tier. And I figured we just get this one out of the way because I think everyone but Amanda is on agreement with this one. And The Dark Knight, S tier. Fucking amazing Batman film. Almost 3 hours, 250 maybe, and it goes by so fast. Nolan kills it with the pacing. He knows how to keep you intrigued with great performances from Christian Bale as Batman and his relationship with Heath Ledger's Joker. The way they went off each other was so great, and it was the first time you really got to see the comic book relationship of Batman and Joker, the kind of darker side, because I feel like whenever you saw him in live action, it was I think it was George Ramirez that played him in the 60s Batman movie that we have down here.
Cesar Romero.
Cesar Romero. That's what it is. Thank you, Loretto.
It's okay.
I was close.
I have to low-key disagree with that because for me, I think like the Nolan trilogy doesn't really hold up anymore. And I also think that
Are you gonna say how it doesn't hold up, or you're just gonna say it doesn't hold up?
It does. Let me continue. I'm saying it doesn't hold up, but I also think that the villains in the Nolan trilogy are like 100 times better than Bale, and I don't like Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne or Batman because I think he was really stale and not that great. So I feel like the Nolan trilogy was just great because of the villains throughout and not because of Bale's Batman. Cool. I'm gonna be hated by everyone. Yay!
You know what's interesting though, Amanda? Like I agree with you. Like the villains steal the show, but the films are still really well made. That it's like, I mean, I understand it's Batman's story, but I still like enjoy watching the films regardless of how strong he is as a Batman. Because I agree with you, he's not the strongest Batman, but I don't know. I think it works for the story that Nolan tells.
That's what it is.
Loretto, where do you think it ranks though?
Oh, I agree with you. 1000% an S tier. I mean, Heath Ledger's performance is unforgettable. That's the one thing everybody remembers about not even the trilogy, like just the film, but the entire trilogy. But I think The Dark Knight is honestly, it's one of the best like films. Period. I'd say it belongs in like the top 30. Should we say top 50 at least?
Yeah, definitely top 30, 50 films of all time. I definitely agree with that. I mean, the man won an Oscar post-mortem for this performance. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first comic book supporting role win. No?
Jack Nicholson won for the Joker. Every
Did he
Joker has
really?
won except for Jared Leto. Yeah.
I did not know that, actually.
Jared Leto.
That's a good fun fact, though.
Yeah. Jack Nicholson won.
You know, what's an
And wow,
interesting
yeah,
kind
no,
of
that's
thought
right.
too.
Fucking Joaquin Phoenix. I'm fucking stupid. Like, sorry,
Yes,
I gotta
bro.
go.
No, you're good. You're good. But I was just thinking, like, sorry, if this is like a random. I got the neutron hair going. I got the brain blast going. The Academy's like has just like egregiously decided to cut down the original score Oscar, the editing Oscar, and I would say that Hans Zimmer's score, with the way that The Dark Knight is edited and put together, is a fantastic example of why it's important. And
Yep.
I think
It's
that's
amazing in
another thing that
IMAX.
the
for
behind the
that
scenes
reason.
work of The Dark Knight is, I think, is just unparalleled as well in its
Yeah.
execution.
That was so blessed in IMAX. Oh my god. It was great.
Yes, it was.
Are we good, guys? We're good. We're okay.
We're working on it. I can't even express how many different things I've been trying here.
Slowly but surely.
But for me, it's definitely an S tier. Obviously, you talked a lot about it already. Heath Ledger is amazing, but I go back to just how Nolan recognized that Batman's story is not this happy ending. Like Batman's story in essence is a tragedy. I remember walking out of the film like he's our great protector. He is the Dark Knight. Like that was like one of the most hype movie moments I have ever seen. Like there's a lot of bad movie moments that we're going to be talking about tonight that really like pissed me off. But the Dark Knight, the end with the motor, the bat cycle going up, and just the Hans Zimmer score.
Yep.
Walking out of that theater, The Dark Knight, I remember like walking into this movie already knowing this is like considered like one of the best movies of all time, and it delivered. And how many times does that happen? So for me, this is an S tier as I continue to do technical issues.
No, it's all good, Deebs. I
got
do
it.
want to say a few more things on The Dark Knight. I mean, I think it's kind of the reason why we love like Nolan and some of the more practical films, you know what I mean? Because they hold up on that level that I feel like computers never will, because computers become outdated at some point. And they constantly have to keep getting updated and upgraded to Deebs, fucking winner.
Success.
Fucking winner. And it's fine. We kept this rolling. Well, Deep cries a little bit.
Oh my God. That
You
was
did it.
stressful. All right. We're back.
It's all good. And that's why we love The Dark Knight. It's our good luck charm right here. And it deserves S tier. Now, okay.
That's wild.
This might be a little controversial, but does anyone else have another S tier Batman movie?
I do
Because
not.
I do not.
I would like to put Batman Returns into the chat.
Ooh, I love it.
The dark
Okay.
fairy tale brought like to the full vision of visionary Tim Burton.
I mean,
I had this as an A tier for me.
Yeah.
I think this is better than 89. Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, Danny DeVito as the Penguin were terrific.
Dude.
Man, this is a dark
Yeah.
movie. There's a scene where like Penguin bites someone's nose off. This is a scene where my man Christopher Walken gets literally just electrocuted into a skeleton. Like this was awesome, man. A lot of people like 89 Batman more, but for me, like this was like Tim Burton going from here to here in the sequel. I like this way more than 89.
I agree.
I mean, fucking Returns has Danny DeVito just randomly taking fish and biting their heads off. What's not to love about it? You know what I mean? The most disgusting thing in the world. Like, I love that Penguin so much. He plays him so well. And you know what? I still think Michael Keaton's a great Batman. I think that's the thing with the Batman. I don't think we've ever really gotten a bad one. I could make an argument for George Clooney, but we'll get to that later. Yeah, I think this film is better than Batman for all those reasons. While Jack Nicholson's Joker is great and all, Danny DeVito as the Penguin so much more memorable, along with Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. And
Awesome.
yeah, and the world just becomes so much more distinct, and you really feel much more immersed in this. I mean, the opening scene alone of them at like the Christmas ceremony, and they're all just like skating around, like some real Batman Batman and Robin type shit, but just made better. You know what I mean? All these clowns running around and shit. I don't know. I love it so much, but I don't know. I feel like it's in between A and S for me. I want to say A plus, so I'm gonna go that midline. because there's a lot I love about it, but I think the thing that turns me off from watching is I kind of feel the pacing of the movie a little too much. It feels a little too slow in some parts. But that's a small complaint. That's why I think it's an A plus though. S is like fucking baby, give me some more. But yeah, A plus for me, mid tier. Loretto, you look like you're ready about to say something, Poppy.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
man. I just want to step up to bat for this classic tale because I think that while Christopher Nolan grounded his trilogy in like stark, as real as you can get, like realism of the idea of Batman, like bringing it down to earth for us so that we could think it's real. I think Tim Burton married that concept of being like a darker Batman, but not losing its comic book sensibility. I think the outlandish like characters and designs, I think, speak to this film and really give it its own life in a sense that you don't get that from Christopher Nolan's trilogy. Not that it doesn't have personality or liveliness to it, but like just some of the shots of Gotham,
Yeah.
it looks a lot more exaggerated. Like the buildings look taller, they look more gray. I think like seeing like just some of the imagery, like Penguin floating down the river as his parents like cast him into the, it starts very, very tragically, but when he gets cast into the river and we see the baby floating and Danny Elfman's scores pulsing behind it, I think it makes for like a really like captivating storytelling device in my opinion. So
No, yeah, absolutely agree. And I think that's the thing about this movie is that we appreciate so much. It's so dark and so different from, I would say, things that we even got up until the 2010s. I feel like we only started reaching places that Tim Burton probably was trying to reach, but just in a PG-13 way in the 80s. So, and the 90s with both Batman and Batman Returns. Amanda, what about you? Where do you think this one belongs?
I'd put it A, I think, with like Michelle Pfeiffer alone. I'm not really a fan of Keaton as Batman, but Danny DeVito in anything makes me smile. So it's really good. And I echo what everyone says.
I just want to say, I knew like the Penguin Danny DeVito is your type. That's all I want to say.
Sure, that makes sense. But yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer alone, she killed it, and I just watch it for her. So it's definitely A for me.
Yeah,
So-
this is an A tier for me as well.
Yeah.
I mean, from
Sorry.
a villain standpoint, chemistry standpoint, emotional standpoint, echoing everything Loretto said about Gotham. I think that went up a notch here. This felt more of a Tim Burton movie than a Batman movie, if that makes sense. And I think it just worked for me. So I'm an A. So where should we put this?
Yeah, let's just put it in A.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
works.
So we're on A now.
We've been
Come
on A.
Yeah, can I put Zack Snyder's Justice League in A? Are we gonna
Here we
start? Here we go. I don't know, guys.
She,
Should I put-
you're already trying to start a fight. I know you
Oh,
know what I'm
wait a
getting.
minute. We're not
You
talking
know-
about it as a
I
whole.
know you're trying to lure
Hold
me
up.
into a trap right now, bro.
Hold up. Because we're not talking about it as a whole. We're talking about Batman.
Yeah, I know. That's even
Okay,
worse.
Well, I think no. He makes the movie, to be honest, because he goes and grabs everyone for the league, right? So I think that his version of Bruce Wayne is just my personal favorite, because he just looks and feels like Bruce Wayne, and then you have Zack Snyder's vision as Batman, and I personally think that was the most perfect marriage between them for this character. And he goes to every single person and makes sure he has a relationship with each of them, and he forms the league. So I think it's a really important Batman film and should be A. I'm sorry it's 4 hours, but like,
And
yeah.
I'm sorry it's a B. So I don't know. what
Okay,
to
that's
tell
fine.
you.
Actually, you know what? It's better than we're gonna put it, to be honest. So
Nah,
okay,
I-
fine.
the thing is, it's the problem I kind of have with Justice League as a whole. I like his character. I like what they start with the character, but the character goes nowhere and will never go anywhere. And I think the way Zack Snyder's Justice League ended compared to Justice League is like it leaves the door open to what? And no, I know it wasn't intentional for that, but it doesn't feel needed for that story, especially when they were going to do reshoots. their reshot scene was literally. Oh, Loretto, I think I'm coming back in your computer. Unless
That was muted though.
wait,
Is it me?
it's. Oh no, I hear someone echoing me.
I fix.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
it was
better.
her. Yeah, it was Amanda. Shit. What was I saying? Oh yeah. What I was saying about the movie is they went back and they reshot scenes to make the movie conclude on a cliffhanger for it to go nowhere. At that point, just like make a conclusive ending, just for the sake of it. At that
I
point,
get it.
I like the character, but the character really doesn't go anywhere, and the character doesn't do much. I will say he is much more useful in Zack Snyder's Justice League than he is in Justice League, because Justice League, he was just like the bank in that movie. In this, he actually does do something, but I don't know. I still don't think that he was utilized the best out of all the members and their strengths, we'll say. So that's why I think it's at a B.
That's fine.
And it does hinder that it isn't a complete Batman story like the rest of these are, and I'm totally willing to acknowledge that. But I think a B is a good spot for me.
I'm very happy you said B. I thought it would be lower than that, so I will
No,
take it.
Don't worry. There's things way shittier. Don't you worry.
Okay, I'm just saying.
What about you, Loretta?
Don't get me wrong. I really like a lot of what Zack Snyder did with the Justice League, but no film, like, in my opinion, should ever be 4 hours long. And I felt like some of the stuff was a little excessive. Like, I didn't really like Jared Leto's scene at the very end, the nightmare scene, and then even like the Martian hunter scene was kind of like felt a little just tacked on. Like, oh hey, Martian, Martian Manhunter, whatever, and it's just like okay. But despite that, though, I think the core story of Justice League from Zack Snyder's point of view is actually really, really exciting. And I think the way that Affleck plays it, he almost seems like more somber in this one. And I think something about the Justice League made him more corny and made him more cartoony, if that's the right word, because Justice League had a lot of issues, but I think a lot of it was the way he handled that flick, I think. So I like the way that he was handled in Justice League a little bit.
So Loretto, you said B, right?
I didn't say anything. I haven't been grading any of them. I just realized that now. Apologies.
Say B.
It's
okay. Yeah, Loretto, just say B. It's fine.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I think that sounds about right.
Okay, good.
Okay.
God,
So we got 1A, 2 Bs. Deebs, my man. I feel bad that you're kind of being hidden back there behind Zach.
This is gonna
It's
be
almost
like
like Zach. You're muted, my man. You're muted.
I should be muted for this one because
No.
sorry, man.
Yes.
La, la,
I'm
la, la.
sorry.
You started this, Manda. You
Okay,
started
I
this.
had to do it. Come on.
This all depends on how much you appreciate Zack Snyder as a filmmaker. Like, this was everything I love and hate about him in what felt like a 10-hour movie for me. His style just didn't work for me at the point where I was rolling my eyes for nearly 50% of this film. It's just the same thing for 4 hours. And is it better than the first one? Absolutely. But, you can't, like, what is that phrase? Like, you can't make chicken shit out of shit or something. Like, it's still a piece of shit. It's still not good. It's still not good. It's got just horrible. It's incoherent. The story is boring as hell. I appreciate what they did with the Flash. That was by far the most memorable moments for me with the Flash. That was really, really well done. But like you guys said, the nightmare scene, Martian Manhunter, it was all just like, it was just so cringy, man. I did not buy it. This is a C for me. This is one of those movies where I didn't want to watch it, and I watched it, and I'm glad it was better, and I'm glad the fans got what they wanted here. But I'm so happy that we're moving forward here. It is just a forgettable film.
Yeah, I definitely will say this is like nothing against Snyder, because I love like Snyder's work in certain aspects, but I'm definitely glad to see a different DC world coming. But
No, I get what he's saying. I get it.
Wait, Deep. So what did you give it again?
A C.
I'm gonna give it a C, and I've definitely got a lot lower grades.
All right, so we have 1A, 2 Bs, and 1 C. Where do we think it should be?
How about a B?
Okay,
I
yeah,
think the A
Converge in
brings
the
it up a
middle.
little, so yeah, it'll be a B.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. Okay.
Yay.
Commander gets a win.
Yay.
Now the
Perfect.
real question is, do we begin with some hot takes, because this will probably be my hottest take of the night, but let's start with The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh
Let's start
god.
with The Dark Knight Rises. So
Hmm.
I think Dark Knight Rises belongs in D.
All right.
I really dislike this movie, and when people say Tom Hardy is a great Bane, he is, but he's so underpowered and just so useless in this movie. The only reason why he seems so strong and powerful compared to Batman is because, one, Batman's been at a fucking commission for 8 years, and homies has so many fucking spine issues he can barely walk, and he trains himself just a little bit, and he can come close to beating up Bane, right? But then he wins and breaks the bat. I'm like, homie was already broken. Like, you're just breaking him more. And I think they completely wasted potential with him, with coming out of the I forgot the name they called it in the movie, but that giant hole that they had to climb out of, the rise. Like, that's just a waste of 45, 50 minutes right there. And when the movie's called The Dark Knight Rises, it can be interpreted one of two ways. He's rising out of the fucking darkness from where Bane was born, or he's rising off the false allegations of killing Harvey Dent after The Dark Knight. And one of those is much stronger than the other one, in my opinion. I like the story of Gotham being against Batman, and they tried to intertwine that in this with that same storyline, but made Bane, and I forgot the name of the comic. I'm trying to remember. They did it on Gotham, Loretto, the final
Nightfall.
season.
Nightfall.
Wait, no, it's not Nightfall. No. Loretto, you watch Gotham, right?
Oh god.
Up to a certain point.
No
I
way.
there's a point to there where I kind of
What shit? What was the No Man's Land? Shit, there we go. I don't like the way Nolan interpreted No Man's Land in this movie. I thought it was kind of boring, and I think that's one thing the Gotham show actually did do better. Is their final 5th season was based around No Man's Land, and it just felt boring. It didn't really feel eventful. I didn't feel like anything was on the clock. I don't know, and I felt like I'm using a lot of I felt likes because this movie just like discerns me a lot. I'm very sorry. This movie gets me very emotional because there's so much potential for this movie, especially with the way it ends. I like the ending, but everything in between just doesn't have the buildup it needs to have as impactful as an ending as ones we've seen from the past 2 movies. You know what I mean? That's how I feel towards it. So I think it's at a D. Does anyone care to intervene? And I'm gonna assume defend this movie over me.
I would put it at a C based on the supporting cast alone, because I really love Tom Hardy as Bane. I thought he did a wicked job with that. Again, I personally think that Bale kind of phoned in the 3rd movie. Sue me, is how I felt. It wasn't really like he was in it.
I
didn't feel like it.
Wait, I will agree though. I feel like all of them other than Anne Hathaway, like even the twist with Talia al Ghul felt very lazy.
Yes, big
Yeah.
time.
I'll just say that. Sorry.
No, I feel you. And like as much as Annie got slack for Catwoman, I really liked her Selena Kyle. Looking back at it, I think she was really strong for the world that Nolan created. So again, the supporting characters that were in The Dark Knight Rises elevate it to a C, to be perfectly honest. I hated what they did with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I don't know why they did that if they were not going to make a 4th movie, but whatevs. But yeah, I would bring it up to a C. Not the strongest 3rd film. I don't know. Like, I feel like everyone phoned it in. They didn't really have a great script for it, and they just wanted to kind of tie it up in a little bow, and that's it.
That's where I'm at too. Like this is a C movie for me. It's just a complete mess. The story, the pacing, it's so clumsy. I feel like The Dark Knight Rises tried to be so much. By the way, it's the Lazarus Pit run. It tries to be so much, but nothing happens. Like it does not come together at all. Like when you think about like Batman Begins, like that was a movie that was all about fear and overcoming that. When you look at The Dark Knight, that was about corruption and standing against it. You look at Dark Knight Rises, what the hell was that about? I have no freaking clue. No idea. For me, it was a major misstep. And this was a movie that I was surprised that, Nolan and Goyer wrote it. It was just did not work from the foundation. It's beautiful to look at. I remember seeing this in IMAX. There's some scenes that are absolutely jaw-dropping. I agree. I think Bane was okay by Tom Hardy, but it didn't have that emotional component that I really, really wanted. It did not click for me. It's a C.
Yeah. Loretto, bring in some of your happiness cheer here.
Oh,
Pow! Hot take incoming, man. I actually think, and don't hear what I'm not saying, okay? Because I realize this film has issues, but I think it's a ambitious, although not perfect, very like well-crafted film. It's so much more better on the rewatch for me, and maybe that's the fault to the film. But I think this is an A tier for me.
okay.
I think that the first hour is incredibly consistent with the quality of The Dark Knight. With the first appearance of him on the Bat Cycle, the practicality of the airplane sequence in the beginning. Michael Caine delivers one of his best performances ever. I think his relationship, especially when he decides to leave Bruce Wayne, is incredibly emotional. And up until this is where it goes wrong. After the first hour, it feels like, oh my god, there's 2 hours more left in this movie, and it does get a little bit convoluted, and I'll admit the ending is a little hokey, but I think the ride is well worth the quality of an A tier. It's just not as good as the S. And I will say this, Heath Ledger should have played a role in this film, and it really hurt this film because unfortunately he passed away due to those tragic circumstances, but this film could have been really different with a different narrative for him, but it just didn't work out that way.
So, guys, we have an A, 2 C's, and a D.
Wow, is that a C?
Let's put a C. Let's put it a C.
I say, okay. So I say in between C and B.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, I agree with Formal. I agree with Formal in the comments. Like the fact that we're giving a Zack Snyder film.
Because I'd much rather watch
something wrong with that.
I'd much rather watch Zack Snyder's Justice League than The Dark Knight Rises again, to be honest.
Can I also speak to one more thing? No, seriously, I was just watching this and it really captivated me. Like, and I was really buying into it. I think the car ride with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Wayne when he's just driving him in the police squad car, I think that's a very underrated scene because it delivers on the promise of Batman and Robin without being childish, without being campy like Batman and Robin or like the 1966 Batman. It was just a subtle way of Bruce Wayne passing his morals and his moral torch of Batman to Blake in that scene. I think it's actually really effective, but I feel like people forget that scene exists. So
I agree with you, and it would have been effective if we got a fourth movie, but we didn't. Or else I understand completely. I get it, and I agree with you. It just sucks that we didn't get another one. So
the movie just does too much for its own good. That's the ultimate problem. But you know what?
Excuse me.
I mean,
damn.
I'm not gonna say someone's wrong. That'd just be offensive, right? But you know what I will say though, we're on that Nolan hot streak, so let's just close out the Nolan trilogy here and let's give Batman Begins. You know what? This movie, sometimes when I watch it, I really like it. Sometimes I find it boring. I don't know why. I'm stuck between it, guys. I really am. And I think that's why I'm leaning towards a B for this. I'm gonna give this movie a B. Ultimately, I really like Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul. I know it's different from the comics. Maybe it's just because I like the Liam Neeson. This is when he was still making quality choices in his acting roles. I'll leave less to the mind on there. But I also liked what Nolan was trying to go for with this different version of Batman. I do like it because it does feel unique. We have seen many different versions of Batman, and I like the grounded in reality version. And you know what? I'm not going to say the Scarecrow was the best villain. He was okay. I really like Cillian Murphy as an actor, and I'm sure he did exactly what Nolan asked him to, which was kind of obvious. But I wish he was kind of scarier, and I wish they did more with the nightmares.
Exactly.
It felt very pre-Scarecrow. It felt like a Scarecrow testing phase rather than the actual Scarecrow. The third act is cool and all, but it just takes place on a train. There's nothing too exciting. A bomb goes off. Jacob James, he's the only thing that I would say is good about this movie.
He's so good.
Formal though, I was gonna give this a B+, but I didn't want to start this movie in a middle range because I know some of us feel very off about this movie, so I'm gonna give it a B for now. Amanda, why don't you tell us how you feel? Because you seem like you're about to burst with Cocoa Puffs.
This is a D for me. I cannot stand Batman Begins. Wow. I think it's so excessive and long and boring. I never got into it. Both villains are weak as hell. I love Cillian Murphy. I think he's phenomenal actor, but like Scarecrow was so weak and I just wanted more from him. This had the potential to be a very strong movie, like S tier. And for an origin story, it didn't make me want to watch or even care about Batman, to be perfectly honest. And I just couldn't do it. And this is how I did not give a shit about Christian Bale, no offense. But like Batman Begins is the most boring thing. I never go back to watch it. It's like Dark Knight or bust at this point for me in the Nolan trilogy. And it's D tier for me. So, sorry. Everyone knows this.
Wow.
I'm the opposite.
Dude, wow, I thought okay, Deebs, well, how do you feel, my man? Bring us up a little bit because Amanda just hates life.
Yeah, I'm the straight opposite. I think Batman Begins is like my Star Wars, the way I see A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. I respect The Dark Knight and Empire Strikes Back as better films, but from an entertainment standpoint, from a rewatchability standpoint, just like A New Hope, the Batman Begins is right up there with me. This is A tier. I think Liam Neeson crushed this film. I love Scarecrow. I loved every single thing about this movie. I've seen this movie probably about 100 freaking times, and it's always a great watch. The score, just bringing Bruce Wayne, bringing Batman down to that, humanity level, like. That they did a really good job with that. This is just a superb origin story, top to bottom. This is an A tier. I love this movie, and I can say, and I'm embarrassed to say it, I've definitely seen this way more times than The Dark Knight.
Wow, really?
I'm
okay.
Speechless right now.
I mean, I'm not speechless. I'm kind of shocked. Yeah, but no, definitely okay. So we got an A, we've got a B, and we got the D, baby. Loretto, what are you going to give us?
So, speaking to my dear friend Amanda, I'm flabbergasted by your feelings on this film, but I respect your opinion, and I will ecstatically say how much I loved Batman Begins as well, Dives, man. This is an A film, borderline S for me. It's an A+. I think that...
Wow.
I disagree with everything Amanda said, just because as an origin story, it is exciting. And thematically, taking the billionaire Bruce Wayne and putting him in a third world prison where he beats up thugs in like the mud. It's like the lowest and grimiest you can get as a person. But Bruce Wayne's doing it out of like rage, but really like he still has a good conscience on top of his rage. And I think he funnels that rage into the League of Shadows and he becomes a better anti-hero of sorts for it. And I think that the score, Dives, correct me.
Hans Zimmer,
I think
baby.
James Newton Howard and Hans Zimmer did this together, right? Like there was some of James Newton Howard's score, and then there was some of.
Yeah, they did a mix.
Why do we fall, Loretto? Why do we fall?
So you can learn to pick yourself back up, man. Like it's such a great story beat. Sir Michael Caine, he's bless his soul, he's one of our greatest actors of our time, and he really shines as Alfred.
Great
And I think
Alfred.
in all of the trilogy, he's really
Mhm.
like some of the best parts. And I think
Mm.
a lot of it starts here with Batman Begins.
And Morgan Freeman's Lucius Fox, I want to add. We haven't mentioned him at all.
Oh, Morgan Freeman's outstanding. He turns
Morgan
into like
Freeman's
it's low key kind
amazing.
of like Q from James Bond,
Mm.
but it works
Yes.
because
Yeah.
it's Morgan Freeman and it's awesome. And also shouts out Gary Oldman too. I mean, I love him as a younger Lieutenant Gordon. I think it's they play off him and Bale play off each other pretty well. I thought, and I love Batman Begins. That's an A for me. I'm sorry.
Similar to The Dark Knight, like that ending, seeing this movie opening night in the theater when they showed the Joker card and like walking out of the theater, man, I was ready to go, man. I was ready to oh man, that was some exciting stuff. This were, and by one of the modern best directors there is, period, by Christopher Nolan. This was awesome.
I'm
I
happy
mean-
you guys loved it.
This is this has nothing to do with Batman, but his next film just is fucking stacked, bro. It sounds insane.
I'm scared.
Oppenheimer, just want to put that out there. Sorry, real quick, but okay. So we got 2 A's, a B, and a D. I was thinking a B plus.
Okay.
Yeah,
me,
whatever. Fine, put it
A
there.
B? Does that work?
I feel like hold on, A Vibes, you gave it an A, right?
I gave it an A, yeah.
I feel like it's got to
it's
straddle
in
that line a
between.
little bit.
Yeah, you have
So-
to
like
put it
a
above.
shade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
You have
so
to.
B plus. So B plus. So we're doing B plus. Okay.
whatever.
I mean, the A is
I
bring it
wasn't-
high. The A is bring it high.
I'm just joking.
The B does bring it down a little bit, but you know what,
Sorry.
guys. Now we're getting into some of the we'll just say goofier movies
I love it.
for now.
Yay.
You know what? We'll just start off this list with the other Michael Keaton Batman movie, Batman, and this is the one with the Joker as the villain, played by Jack Nicholson. Which, my God, Jack Nicholson, what a fucking actor in his time, and amazing that they actually got him to portray a role that I feel like a lot of actors were scared to take at that time, because comic book movies and that type of whole genre was not very common. It was very odd. It wasn't this big movie Goliath that it is now. So it's very interesting to see a big name actor take a role like this. And man, he really played goofy in this movie. And I think that's the thing I really do appreciate about this movie. We have a really goofy world that's also really dark and grim, and I think that's what Tim Burton does really well. He knows how to mix really grim with really goofy and wacky at the same time, and I think that's why he's such a great filmmaker. That's why Nightmare Before Christmas works so well, is he can take these two distinctive characteristics and combine them together. And you see that in Batman and Batman Returns as well, more so in Batman Returns. But I still think this was a massive jump for superhero comic book movie films going forward in history, along with like Superman, the film. I do think, well, not the best Batman. I said I did like Michael Keaton as Batman, which I do. I don't think he is the best. I like that he was the first Batman, I guess, before oh my God, Loretto, help me. Why am I
Adam West.
Adam West? I don't know why I was flaking on his name. But before Adam West, I think this is another definitive Batman for a lot of people. Yeah, I love this movie so much. And it's really nice to see a movie with Vicky Vale, because I feel like they're so scared in these big character movies nowadays between Superman, Batman, even Spider-Man, to go past like the big comic book love interest. So I hope we get more like Vicky Vale love interest in the future, but I don't know the actress that played her, but I thought they had really good chemistry in this movie. And I like the way they played off each other, because they gave her more of that strong independent role that I feel like was kind of necessary in 1989, even the 80s. It was a really powerful role for a woman to not be so, I don't want to say conforming, but go to the norms of Hollywood back then, where they weren't in these more strong put roles and they're more the damsel in distress, is what I'm trying to say. I'll just leave it at that. I do think Batman Shit. I'm stuck, guys, between a C and a B. I'm gonna give it B though. I'm gonna give it B because you know what? It holds a nice little place in my heart as
Mhm. She was.
Kim
I mean,
who-
she
wait.
was like
Called
the
you out,
it
man.
girl.
Kim who?
Passenger was. She was the it girl back then, man. She was
She was gorgeous.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm
Man,
just
she plays
more
Eminem's mom in 8 Mile.
Did she really, bro? I've seen her in so many things apparently, and I've never
Yeah.
known that was
Love
her.
her.
She's in LA Confidential as well with Kevin
Yeah.
Spacey.
I just gotta
Wayne's
ask.
World, isn't she in Wayne's World too?
Yeah, dude, Wayne's
Yes.
World too.
Oh my god.
Okay, I've only seen Wayne's World 2 once.
Oh, it's terrific.
So,
No, say it, Kenzie.
no, I'm very confused because Kenzie does not like comic book movies. I swear to God, it was time that she knew I was gonna say that about Kim Basinger, bro. I'm telling you. But Kenzie, I'm sorry. Kim who? Kim Boo.
Whoa.
Oh shit! I'll shut up. I'm about to like piss so many people off right here. But guys, where do you think Batman lies on this list?
For me, it's a B. And I agree with Formal. Like the fact that Zack Snyder's film is on the same tier as this film doesn't sit right with me, but here we are. Just so much darker than any other comic book movie that came before it at the time. I remember seeing this when I was a kid, man. It just shook me to the core. I had all the action figures, all the Batman stuffed dolls that I slept with as a kid. I loved it. It kind of cemented the tone of Batman that we know and love today, which is really cool. I mean, look at the Batman and you look at Batman 89. There's definitely similarities there. And it just felt like this movie was ripped straight out of the comics, which was really, really fun. Plus, I will say that intro with Danny Elfman's score and you see the Batman logo is hands down one of the best comic book movie introductions of all time.
Yeah.
It just gets. I feel like I need to run 12 miles. It's awesome. For me, it's a B. But I'm going to move it up to a B plus because fuck Snyder.
Oh my God. I do gotta say though, imagine a world where we didn't get Tim Burton making this film. Imagine if someone else did it. Imagine how much different it would be than Tim Burton's. Because honestly, I think it's kind of hard to say this is lower than a B because it influenced so much of comic book genre moving forward. And just even for practical and set design alone, it moved a lot forward. And yeah, Loretto, hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your-
Danny Elfman's score for this film is just like it just gets your heart pumping. It's exciting, and like Dive said, like it's one of the best title crawls ever, and it's just words on a screen, but it's words on a screen being driven by this beautiful score. Also, like the first like good 20 minutes is such a stark contrast to the ridiculous 60s version that was on TV forever with the pals and Adam West's dramatic I think there's something wrong here, and to get away from that and just drop you into this Gotham that's dark, and it feels like it's like what Dives is saying, but to me it felt like a storybook come to life. You open up like a children's fairy tale and then Gotham pops up in black and gray. It's like dripping in just gothic energy. And then honestly, I think the Batman's intro here is what really makes the film. Like, they actually put a little bit of like fear into the guys on the rooftop on the ladder, and then he drops down and grabs him by the shirt, and he's like, "I'm Batman." Like that's cold. Like that's a badass Batman. And whether or not people like Michael Keaton, I think he portrayed that part of it really well. I love this film. I think the only like detriment I would say is that more so than Heath Ledger's, because it's just so outrageously over the top, I think Jack Nicholson kind of steals too much thunder here. I think there was even an issue in the contract where if you look at the poster, the top of the poster says Nicholson. It doesn't say Keaton. I feel like some scenes he really pushes the envelope because he's just like, this is my movie. And it's like he's doing the commercials with like he has the gun with the flag coming out, and like everything is just so ridiculous. The Prince music in the background. I think that's the only thing that drops this for me, at least in comparison to Batman Returns, which I do like more. But this is a B+ for me as well.
Wow. Wow. Loretto, all I gotta say to that is once Batman 89 came out, that intro is the literal reason why iconicism was put into the fucking dictionary. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about Batman. Amanda, I'll be honest, I totally forgot. Did you talk about Batman?
I did not, but this is also a B+ for me, just because Uncle Jack.
Wow.
Yeah, Uncle Jack is just an icon, and I echo what everyone's been saying here.
A
But
little bit more than an uncle at this point.
I love him to death.
No, that's
but
obvious.
actually, Loretto, he gets a percentage of the box office, right? From like his movies in the contract. So I'm pretty sure that's why he's just like up there with all of that, and he was adamant about it. So yeah, he's a rock star. I love this. I'm not a fan of Keaton. He just didn't feel like Bruce Wayne for me, but he is the first, apart from Adam West, but he is the first, and he's important, and this movie is important, so it's definitely a B+ for me. See,
So-
I do something right. God.
Wait, Loretto, what did you give it?
Same.
I gave it a B+.
So 3 B pluses and a B, right? Put it in B+.
Ayo. We
I
did
like
it,
that.
guys. It's higher
Yeah,
than
it's
Zack
right there.
Snyder's Justice League.
I'm good with that. I'm good.
All right. I'm gonna go full steam ahead in this bitch right now. That's all I'm saying. So not Zack Snyder's Justice League. Batman versus
Oh,
Superman.
God. Oh God.
I don't
All
know.
right.
No.
So if there was one other movie on this list
No.
that was not here,
No.
this would easily be an F.
No.
But it's still shit. So I'm giving him an E. But that's the problem I have with this Batman. I like. I can't even say this with a straight face because I know there's so many people I'm pissed off. I like him as Batman. I like Ben Affleck as Batman. But his reasoning for going after Superman is so pathetically fucking stupid that it makes me sit there and wonder, like, bro, there's no way this dude's Batman. And he's upset that, and he thinks that Superman destroyed the city willingly. I'm like, bro, you literally fight Superman at the end and Doomsday, and you destroy the fucking city. So you literally, but he's a fucking hypocrite in the movie, and that's what bothers me. He's a
Hey Ryan, can I
badass.
ask you?
I hate that. Sorry,
But what if Superman's 1% bad? You have to take that chance, right? Or you can't take that chance.
Yeah, but
I'm leaving.
bro, if
If he's 1% bad,
Bro,
I
if
am
he was
leaving.
1% bad, believe me, bro, he'd just end the fucking world. He would not take 2 days, and he would not be going to fucking Congress. He would not be. Why would Superman fucking blow up Congress? That's. Let me ask you that question. Why would Superman blow up Congress? And how would he blow? Like, how would he blow it up if people watched him walk in? Believe me, if he had laser beams, that building would not blow up like that. That was a fucking explosive,
They were
bro.
all against him. That's the whole thing. They would have believed anything at that point if he did something to hurt them. Do you get it? They alienated him.
Yeah, but
everyone.
he was just being a whiny, broody baby for most of this movie.
It showed his humanity.
Yeah,
I
really showed
I-
his.
I think
Yeah,
it did.
you showed the
That's the whole
humanity.
thing.
It only showed his humanity once he realized, oh my god, he's got the same mom as me.
I thought that was a beautiful moment. Okay.
No, yeah, definitely.
I
You realize it. You realize
thought
it's
it
a
was
beautiful.
genius, to
Bro,
be perfectly honest.
bro.
But whatevs, that's
You realize
fine.
it's a beautiful moment until you're getting a heart transplant, and then they accidentally give it to the wrong Martha. So
No,
who
that
the
was-
fuck knows? That's
That's the
all.
whole point, because the entire movie you see that Bruce Wayne is thinking
Oh,
about
yeah.
his parents, thinking about his mom, and then he just has that one moment with Clark Kent. and
Based
it
off an
shows-
assumption, after Superman tried to talk to him, yeah.
regardless of whatever
Regardless
you're
of him
saying,
making an assumption,
that moment
yeah.
showed that he wasn't this person that they made him up to be, that the media made him out to be, that he's this like horrible human, like horrible alien.
He
that's
tried
gonna
to
come
talk
down to
about
his-
it. I don't know
I
what alien that's
understand,
trying to
but-
kill everybody tried, bro. When have you
Yeah.
met an alien or seen an alien movie be like, hey man, let me talk to you about why this is happening? As he goes and blows up 5 orphanages down the block. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And Matt's right. I am incorrect. So,
I think Formal's asking a real question here, though, because I think the Ultimate Edition is pretty awesome.
Yes. Oh my God. No theatrical cut, Lord.
It tells
no.
a much more coherent story, and I feel
editing-
for the story more.
a little more coherence, and the fact that they confirmed that they just murdered Jimmy Olsen at the end. Thanks. I am a little bitter about them killing Jimmy Olsen. I will say that. Because I do, bro, Jimmy Olsen, I think he adds a nice lightheartedness to the darkness of Superman stories of whenever they do get dark. I don't know, Jim, and then they turn him into a fucking CIA agent ready to take down Osama bin Laden. Yo, what? I don't know. This is about Batman, not about Jimmy Olsen. God bless Jimmy Olsen's soul. I'm leaving him at an E. Anyone else? Amanda, since you think I'm clearly wrong.
Well, I'm obviously not going to win the positioning here, so at least I'm going to.
You're just like, yeah, she's.
I'm like,
right?
it's not going to happen. I'll at least say a C to kind of boost it because I love the extended edition. I've watched it over 10, 12 times and I love it. I don't know. I just felt it was very grounded, and I thought that Superman's arc is fantastic. For me, Ben Affleck is my favorite Bruce Wayne, my favorite Batman. Batfleck's number one for me. Honestly, and I know this is gonna I'm gonna get shit on, but I never cared about Bruce Wayne or Batman before Ben Affleck came into the picture. He made me want to learn more about him, read the comics and all of that. And I know that just sounds so bad, but I just look at Ben Affleck and it's God tier casting that he just looks and feels like Bruce. And like I said before, Zack Snyder's vision with the warehouse scene, the Batman warehouse scene is ridiculously good. The choreo for Batman, it's darker, and we're talking about Batman obviously in this movie. So I think that as a Batman film, I think Ben Affleck's great, and that Zack Snyder was great to bring Batman to screen, and I think that it's worthy of a C, and that's how I'm gonna leave it.
Loretto,
He
how
looks
do you
so
feel?
confused.
Yeah, no, sorry. There's a canine that shouldn't be this close to that door over there. But anyways, so we're discussing BVS, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So okay,
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this with you guys, but I think the Ultimate Edition's a B+, and I think the theatrical cut's a C, solidly. It has a lot of good ideas. Zack Snyder does a lot well, but admittedly, I think the execution of the Martha concept was a little bit hokey. I think it thematically made sense. The story-wise, it made sense, and emotionally, it could have been stronger. But I don't know what it was. Just maybe it was the way it was written, but it could have been just done a little bit better. But I get what they were trying to do. What's up, Geekly Goods in the house?
Yo.
Ultimately, though, it's overbloated. I think it has a lot of the same issues that the Dark Knight Rises does, but in a worse fashion, if that makes sense. It's just there's way too much going on in BVS. There's no reason for Doomsday to be in this story, period. Especially after Man of Steel hasn't even had a proper sequel yet, and let's kill Superman. So I don't know where that was going. I didn't like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, but see, what sucks is none of those things fault Batman, because I think Batfleck's fantastic. We should have got a solo Batfleck film. I think Batfleck was the best part about BVS. So for that reason alone, you know what? Okay, whether it's Ultimate Edition or the actual cut, I'm gonna give it a B-, just for the sake of Batfleck being a really strong Batman. I think I agree with Amanda. I think he's great as a Bruce Wayne, especially a grizzled aged Bruce Wayne. I think he's awesome.
And Amanda fucked herself thinking that everyone was gonna go bad, but
I
that just
did.
shows you guys we amaze
Okay.
everybody.
It's okay.
Be right back.
This is gonna give me an E.
So we got a B minus, we've got a C, and an E. Deebs, where are you
Alright,
going
no.
with this?
No.
It's so bad. This is a trash movie. It is garbage. Everything about this movie pissed me off. Having Doomsday be a throw-in for Superman at the end of this movie literally made me almost leave the theater at the time. That's
It's fine though. He brought it back in Zack Snyder's Justice League, bro.
Nearly everything about this movie is so bad. Like Lex Luthor, that whole portrayal, like top to bottom. Yes, the only thing that's making this not an F, Amanda, is that warehouse scene, which I'm sorry,
No.
Zack Snyder ripped straight out of the Arkham City video games. It didn't even come from him. He took it from the Arkham. It was literally the same thing, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that, but that I'm not gonna give him too much credit for.
fair. I get it.
I'm giving this an E, and I'm just sorry. This was a incredibly disappointing film. I still remember like running through a brick wall when they announced it for the first time during that, like, I don't know if it was Comic-Con or what, and they had that like giant like logo reveal, and remember going crazy. This was just not at all what I wanted. There's so many different ways this movie could have gone. It just felt rushed. Wonder Woman, I love to death. No, it was just not the right direction for this, starting with Zack Snyder. So for me, it's an E.
So Deebs says an E. I says an E. Loretto says a B minus, and Amanda says a C. I'm thinking this line's on a D, guys. How
Yeah.
are you thinking?
Breaks my heart, but yeah.
Well, Amanda, you also.
It
played a
wouldn't have
really-
mattered. What was it gonna do? Bring it up to a C? If I said B, it doesn't make a difference. It's still
It's better than a
2-2.
D's. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
but
You should have defended it with your chest and gave it an A.
that-
I should have.
You faked it out.
I was doing that for like Tim Burton.
And then you know what? Let's just get Batman and Robin into this bitch right now.
Here we go.
So
Oh,
I
boy.
don't. So I'll say this right now. I don't think George Clooney was miscast. I think he was misused. I think that is the biggest problem. But because of that problem, this motherfucker belongs in F tier. I'm sorry, George Clooney, dude. You had it, but Joel Schumacher, whoever the fuck behind the scenes, decides to give you badass bat nips and a bat credit card. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know who told you to go ice skating with Robin.
So funny.
I don't know who.
It's so bad. I love it so much.
Right?
It's an F, but it's so bad that it's good. It's
so
like it's
fun.
on tier. It's kind of on tier with The Room for me. Like it's so shit that they made every wrong fucking move in order to merchandise this movie.
It's so fun.
You
I
know what,
mean-
shit, bro? I might put this on S, bro. I might put this on S.
I'm in that same boat, Ryan. Like,
So
this is
crazy.
clearly an F. This is clearly an F movie, but like, Batman has ice skates pop out of his boots. He has lasers that defrost ice in literally a split second. You have Arnold Schwarzenegger with quite possibly some of the best one-liners.
Oh,
This is a movie that I've watched. Like the one-liners, like if I'm like drunk as shit and I'm like I want a good laugh, I'm gonna watch those YouTube videos of Arnold Schwarzenegger just having a great time, and I enjoy it. I'm gonna give this a D because I think there's just a funness about Batman and Robin. No, it's trash, but I'm giving it a D because it has put a smile on my face, pun intended.
All right, before we move on, I'll say this. I'll give it a D as well because I agree with Deebs. I'm completely in the same boat.
Well, we
But
can
man, I
change
can't tell you how many times I laughed when he says, "Put it on my card," and pulls it out of his asshole, bro. Nothing gets better than that. And
Wasn't
nothing
this
gets-
movie with Bat Nipples?
Yes,
Yeah, he was the
exactly.
one with bat nipples, yeah. Oh, he was also the one with the bat crotch too, the bat dick. Oh my god, dude, what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Yo,
So
great.
good.
dude, that's at least 50% of Arnold's lines. And how can you forget what's her face as Poison
Thurman.
Ivy?
Uma
Uma
Thurman.
Thurman. She
Uma
was
Thurman,
good,
bro.
actually. I really liked her.
Bro, but because she was so wacky in this movie, I'm gonna give it a D. And you know what? They should have given Chris O'Donnell like the opportunity in a better Batman movie. That's all I'll say.
Chris
I like
O'Donnell
Chris
was
O'Donnell. I
I
like
like
Chris
him.
O'Donnell.
And
I'll
Alicia
just say that.
Silverstone. my
No,
girl.
we don't like Alicia.
I
no.
love her.
I found
thought
her
she was so
annoying
cute.
in this movie. I found her
I
annoying.
hated her costume, but yeah, I thought she was really cute.
I'm
But
gonna go
you-
off on Chris O'Donnell in another film, but he's not a problem in this franchise whatsoever.
So I kind of gotta defend myself right here.
He does not know Uma Thurman. It's okay.
No, I do. I only just found out the other day whose daughter was it? No.
Judd Apatow and
Judd
Maud
Apatow,
Apatow. I
yeah.
got so mad at you.
I only figured out that Lexi from
I can't. I got so
from
mad.
Euphoria was Judd Apatow's daughter after like 4 years or some shit. So don't go breaking me, bro. Don't go breaking me. But Loretto, how do you feel towards Batman and Robin?
You know, it's a very confuzzling situation because as ridiculously bad some of the writing is, it actually has some interesting concepts. For example, Batman and Robin fighting over Poison Ivy. That's a good story point. Was it well executed? No, it wasn't.
I love it.
And the cast, the principal cast, you know, Chris O'Donnell, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Uma Thurman, George Clooney, like I feel so bad for them because they were pretty like well casted. It's just the writing is so atrocious. And I gotta say though, one of my favorite lines is cool party. You know, there's just so many things about this movie, and I think for Dives' sake, I think for fun purposes, it actually accomplishes a lot of entertaining aspects that I think make it more fun than it should be. Because it's seriously, it's an F quality film, but it's so fun to laugh at. I have to give it a D as well.
Okay.
And Uma
okay,
Thurman,
so-
I think,
Come on.
did a much better job than she.
And
gets credit for.
I will die on this hill. I thought Chris O'Donnell was terrific as Robin.
He's so
I don't care. I don't care. At the time, you have to go back to when he was cast. I thought at the time he was the perfect Dick Grayson. I loved him.
Hey, his like motorcycle thing, his bad boy thing, he was rocking it. He was doing
Oh
it.
yeah.
So guys, I just gotta say we're rocking the triple D right now. That's all I'm saying. What about you, Amanda? Where do you think Batman and Robin lies on this bitch?
See, I like another one better, so I'm gonna give that the boost when the time comes. But I'm gonna drop this to an E because it's pissing me off that this one's on a D tier with Batman versus Superman.
I mean-
y'all are upset about Zack Snyder's Justice League being on tier with the other ones.
I
It's
didn't say I
BS.
was upset.
That
was them. I'm
Regardless,
perfectly fine where everything is.
I am upset. So Batman
You should have fought harder for BVS, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was
but
your-
it's
You
my
complain,
fault.
and you're part of the reason why BBS is so low.
Because I know you people.
You could have brought it up with
Clearly
like an
not.
S or something.
Oh,
You clearly
God,
don't know
I
us if
could've.
you screwed yourself
Well,
over.
I didn't know Loretto. That was in
That's
shock.
obvious.
Anyways, I put this as an
Yikes.
E.
Loretto, that should tell you something
I'm
about
so
your
it's
relationship.
one movie, but yeah, I put this at an E. I don't know. George Clooney was really like, sure he has the look, but well, because I know I'm not gonna fight for BVS because I'm
Because you don't
tired.
care about it. That's
No, I'm
obvious.
tired now,
We've
that's
been over
why.
this, Amanda.
Anyways,
You
that's
fake
E.
care about BVS because
Amanda's talking like a battle-worn soldier.
I am exhausted. Okay, I am so tired of BBFs and fighting over it. I cannot. Okay,
well, you didn't
I
even
can't.
fight. You didn't even make
That's my point. I'm tired, man.
it. Well,
I'm
then
tired.
that's your fault. It's so low still. So there's
I
no one
know,
else to
well,
blame but yourself.
I just wanted on record that I gave Batman and Robin an E. Just want to say it.
That's fine because it's still in a D. It don't matter. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
And you know what? I feel like tensions are high with us right now. So I figure we can all go to something we can almost all agree on here. And that's Justice League, baby. Straight motherfucking F. There's nothing to like about that motherfucker.
I just want to
in that
say
movie.
that I wanted this excluded from this entire thing, and they still put it in. But
But it's fine. We're
below
putting it
an
at
F.
F.
I know
we're-
it's below an F, but anyways.
Deeps, can we put it like halfway off the screen? So it's like,
Can
It's
we
like-
actually please?
can we just
Are
like
we talking about Justice League?
Oh,
Justice
yeah.
League?
Justice
No, Justice
yeah.
League.
Justice
Deeps. We've already got Justice League on the list.
Yeah, let's just.
There it is.
There we go. It's in the trash can.
I cannot.
So so this is a very rare instance in our rankings where we put things in the trash can. It doesn't happen very often, but
I do
You
have
put
something to say about Justice League.
Oh God.
wait, you do?
Oh no.
I do.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
I didn't find it that bad. I actually had more enjoyment with Justice League over Batman versus Superman. No questions asked. No hesitation on my end. I came into it knowing all the shit that was going on through it. I think my soul was broken from Batman versus Superman. I came into these two films with totally different expectations. For me, I'll put Justice League over Batman vs Superman. Not saying it's over a D. I would put Batman vs Superman lower, but for me, I would say it was at least somewhat enjoyable.
So it's not in the trash.
My heart.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
No. Bro, it's okay.
Oh.
It was better
Okay.
than yeah.
That's fair.
So I think it's an F. Deebs thinks you say ED?
No, I'll put it at E.
E? Okay,
Yeah.
Amanda, what do you say?
What do you think?
I don't know, bro. You gave
That's an F. I can't.
BBS. Okay.
No, I
I
know,
wasn't-
That's an F.
And Loretto, what do you think this movie deserves?
You know what's funny? Because I
No, I
typed
don't.
something completely different in the private chat, but ultimately, though, I think I agree with you guys because seriously, like they reshot some of Batflex's scenes, and like for whatever reason, like Joss Whedon decided to still put this into the movie, or whoever okayed it, like the Warner Brothers. It's like you could tell Ben Affleck was torn during the reshoot. Like, what is going on here? He looked like he was asleep in this movie.
Yeah. Lazy.
Yeah, it was a mess. It was a hot mess.
Yep.
Justice League is an F.
Yeah.
I'm stressed now.
I mean, wow. I thought it was staying in the trash, but no, it's ranked, guys.
It-
I guess F does have
That's fine.
a spot on this list apparently.
It's
But you
fine.
know what? I will say I like this next movie, and that's Batman. It's Batman Forever, because I know it's another Schumacher film, and a lot of people don't like it. But another instance, I know people don't like Jim Carrey. I know people don't like Val Kilmer in this. I know Chris O'Donnell, thankfully, is in this. But I will tell you this: Val Kilmer is a good Bruce Wayne / Batman.
Yes.
He's just not in a good movie again.
Yes.
And I think that's the problem. He has the look, he has the role, and I don't know if anyone's watched his Val Kilmer's documentary on Amazon Prime. He actually spoke about like the behind the scenes making of this, and he said it was just a miserable time making this movie. And that's why he didn't return for Batman and Robin. So between all that, it's amazing how much I actually do enjoy this movie when you compare it to Batman and Robin. I know Jim Carrey's fucking out there with the Riddler, but you know what? I feel like that's what Schumacher's been trying to do with his two movies. And you know what? I feel like it works for what he's trying to do. I don't think it's the best version. I truly think we're going to get the best version of the Riddler next week, or for people seeing it tonight, you know what I mean? But I think it's a movie that recognizes what it's trying to be, and it succeeds on what it's trying to be. Unlike Batman and Robin, where it's trying to do that, but I think it fails on other levels because it focused on trying to sell toys and merchandise too much at the end of the day. And I think that's what the biggest difference between these movies are. And you know what? I will say this. Batman Forever deserves like a C spot in my eye. That might be my hottest take of the night thinking about it now.
Not hot at all. Like that's where I have it. I have it as C tier. I think Jim Carrey is awesome in this movie. Again, I just prop Chris O'Donnell. I really enjoyed his Dick Grayson in this movie. Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey going back and forth. I'd watch that forever, to infinity and beyond. I had so much fun visually. I didn't like the interpretation of Gotham at all, but I still think the film went for it, and I think I give respect to was it Schumacher, I think, that did this. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, Schumacher.
Joel Schumacher, yeah.
Yeah, Schumacher.
all that being said, this is a movie that aged well for me. For whatever reason, I have no idea why. I agree. Val Kilmer was a great Batman. I'm putting this out as a C.
Wow. Okay. I'm actually kind of shocked because this is not where I thought it was going. I thought I'd be starting this off with a hot take. But Loretto, what are your opinions on Batman Forever? Because me and Deebs both think it's a C. I'm very curious to see what you think now.
Man, I gotta get my sword and shield out real quick because here's the problem, guys. A lot of people don't realize this. I wrote an article about this. I won't go too long, I promise. I don't want to take up too much of everyone's time, but a lot of studio interference here, a lot more than people realize, especially because Batman Returns had a McDonald's sponsorship, and that movie was so dark and creepy that it creeped out parents, and they were in an uproar about. There's a lot of controversy about Batman being too dark and Michelle Pfeiffer being too sexy. So there was a lot of studio pressure on Joel Schumacher to not only make it less dark, but a little bit more fun for kids. That's why a lot of the fight sequences are a little bit more cartoony. The colors are brighter. It's not as gothic. And of course, the toys, the Batwing and the Batboat, they were like pushing all these things on Schumacher. Like, oh, we got to sell product. We got to be a little bit more family friendly. And it affected the film. But I feel like with what he had, he did the best he could. And I think Val Kilmer, like you guys said, was an excellent Bruce Wayne. I liked having the flashbacks with the bat, and he kept reliving like the rose falling on the floor. I think like visually, there was a lot of interesting things that could be done, but Joel Schumacher had his hands tied. And I think Batman Forever is a much better film and concept than it was executed. That's actually a good point. Joel Schumacher's Batman movies are responsible for all the ride names at Six Flags, and that's actually really true. This movie is actually really popular in Magic Mountain down south of California. There's a Riddler's Revenge, which is fantastic. It's a stand-up coaster with 6 loops. But anyways, I will give Batman Forever a B+ because on top of Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey like trying to one-up each other, it's a fun ride, and it's not as dark as Tim Burton's Batman, but it's not as bad as Batman and Robin. It's a good story for me. I love Chris O'Donnell's Robin, and the score is not as good as Danny Elfman's, but it's decent. I'll give it B+.
Absolutely agree. Wow.
And actually, I gotta go, guys. But I'll catch you guys next time. I'm about to go see The Godfather, so I'm about to be late. But
enjoy.
Love you guys, and thank you everybody for watching.
Bye, cutie.
Comments. I'll catch you guys next time.
Bye, cutie. I don't know who the fuck I think I'm talking to, but it's fine, guys. We're towards the end of this. We've got a B+, 2 C's. Amanda, where do you rank this movie?
It's at a B. I really love this. I had so much fun. I love Schumacher's Gotham. This one had Nicole Kidman trying to seduce Val Kilmer, right? This is the one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Knockout. I love his Bruce Wayne and Batman. As I echo everyone's sentiments here. Jim Carrey was a phenomenal Riddler. He was so much fun. And Tommy Lee Jones, like, I was impressed. I didn't think that he could pull that off, but I was impressed. So this is definitely a B for me.
No,
are we between a B and a C?
Yeah, do a B.
Yeah.
Put it in a B. Put it in B tier because
why not?
it's a B, B+, and 2 C's. I think it deserves to get that little bump.
I'm so happy. Yay, Batman Forever!
Yeah, wow, that's definitely not how I was seeing this going. But guys, we're on the last one. Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna be short and simple with this one. It's the 60s. They're trying new things out. There's no right. There's no wrong. And it's just a wacky good time for like 50 minutes. I'm pretty sure it is. It isn't even an hour long. So it's a good time. You know what you're walking into. I'll just give it a C because it's a product of its time. But also you can't really judge it for that because they didn't have visual effects like they did in the 80s even. You know what I mean? So I think it's very fair to give this very in the middle, very old, very classic. And it's a good show for the kids, you know? So that's a C for me. What about you, Deebs?
Yeah, it's a C. It's a comedy. You know, it's super campy. It didn't work for me. I remember watching this, Adam West when I was a kid. It's fine. It's fine. It did not age well at all. Like some of these other movies. For me, I'm putting it at a C.
Awesome. What about you, Amanda?
I haven't seen it, so I guess it's going to be at a C.
Okay, so it's going middle of the barrel, but guys,
God, better than BVS.
That's fine. that's perfectly
My heart. It's okay.
That's perfectly fine. But I gotta say, I kind of like this ranking personally. I think it fits to where I kind of feel about all these movies overall. Guys, what do you have any final says or like any final judgment calls or like any defenses that might push something over? Or do you guys like this list grading we got going on?
I don't like how Zack Snyder's Justice League is at a B. That's my only.
So do
issue.
we just want to like toss it in the trash?
No.
I'd be okay with that.
How about
for
we
sure.
just wow? How about I have an idea? How about we
Do
just
we
like
throw out
lower?
Snyder Cut and then bring up Justice League to an
No,
E?
no, 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 no. I have an idea. So what if we put everything down 1? So like Zack Snyder's Justice League down 1, Batman 66 down 1, and then we just keep no. Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, why not? No. I am being nice right now. I think that would be fair to just drop everything. But like, yeah, I guess whatever. I shouldn't have said anything, but
No, I can confidently say like the Batman's going to be at least an A tier.
oh,
At
100%.
least in it. When you look at Batman Returns, the Dark
I'm
Knight,
going.
there's no question to me.
No,
Like,
bro, I'm not going any judgments in. I'm keeping it fresh. But guys, tell us what your rankings and what your gradings for all these movies on our list are. Where you think they should go, where you think they are, or how they I don't really know what the fuck I'm saying at this point, but you guys know what? It's fine. I'm trying to extend the time. There's no ad revenue for this, but it don't matter. I'm staying quiet. Batman Begins is not S tier. Sorry, Christian, but guys, before we go, we gotta do the wrap up. Let us know what you think down below. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe on the channel. Always stay tuned by following us on Twitter, Instagram at the Suit Up Geeks. We're always posting our shows. We're always posting polls on those. And guys, March is coming and we're starting up our championship draft hype. We got some more news coming soon about that. So stay tuned on our Twitter. And guys, one last thing. This show is brought to you by Music City Drive-In Network. So from me, from Deebs to Amanda, and Loretto, who's kissing the Godfather right now, I want to say, see you guys on the next one. Peace.